Greetings and welcome, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, to episode 416 of the Words About Games podcast. The weekly gaming podcast for Words About Games. I'm one of your hosts, Amy K. Alexander. I'm joined this week by the... Do we still call him the 3-star champ?
I mean, there's a different kind of champion now.
Is he now the 4-star champ? Is that how this works? Anyway,
Sure.
whatever. It's Daff and Moody.
Howdy doodly do, everyone. It's the 5-star champ here. It's Friday. You know what that means. It's the glorious video game day. But not only is it the glorious video game day, it is the new Alien Day. Alien Romulus is out. Get your asses to fear if you're old enough, because yeah, it's an 18 or 15 plus rating for us over in the UK, so you probably ain't old enough. But if you are, go and check it out. Go and support them. We need sequels to this, and hopefully it'll get Creative Assembly up the arse and say we're going to get an Alien Isolation 2 now. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe if this is a success, we'll get a kick up the arse and everything. Let's do this. Alien Romulus, do it now.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that.
I heard
Hey.
Alien Isolation was so long that people think it's already the sequel.
It's still going, apparently, mate. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's still going 10 years later. But no, yeah. I'm dead excited for Romulus. I won't lie.
Yeah,
but it's my
Alien-
franchise. I know our batting average is fucking terrible.
No, but like early impressions seem that it's really, really good. So
Yeah. I've seen that, yeah.
I watched Fly Me to the Moon with Channing Tatum. Not with. It stars Channing Tatum and
Channing
Scarlett
Tatum,
Johansson.
yeah.
They didn't come
Damn,
round.
man. You know the stars out here.
I'm about to make a name for myself. But no, that one's a really, really good film. So I think it's on Apple, I want to say. So yeah, Fly Me to the Moon.
Yeah, Apple, yeah.
Highly recommended.
Fly me, did it sound the song?
have
Fly
Apple.
me to the moon. You have to have that in there.
Amy, for legal reasons, I will say yes.
Wow. Have you seen Severance?
I can get it. Sure.
It's on Apple. Watch it.
Ah.
I've seen Ted Lasso on Apple.
I mean, it starts out really good, but you know what? It just loses itself.
I wasn't asking you anyway. I was asking Vitz.
I'm trying to convince him to watch Severance. Severance is one of the best TV shows of the last decade.
Was it cancelled?
No. There was a writer's strike, Moody.
Oh, so it was cancelled basically because of the writer's strike, and that's why it hasn't been back. Okay, I get it. See, strikes are terrible, people. You should just stop it.
You should watch
I'm
Severance.
joking.
We will add it to the list.
It's the most fun I've had watching a TV show since, I don't know. When was the last time I had fun watching a TV show?
Star Trek Enterprise.
A new one.
Strange New Worlds?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, Strange New Worlds. Yeah. At least I was in the right ballpark. I said Star Trek.
This is true. I don't know how much fun I'm having watching Star Trek Enterprise because those dips are oof.
Yeah, but you
You're
are
singing along
getting
to the theme song now, so yeah, let's go.
They changed
But
the
you've
theme
got to the-
song and it's worse. Like
well, it gets faster than.
it starts off and it's just like and it's like, when did you do that? That's not how music works. Music builds. This isn't a heavy metal
no.
album
It's a heavy metal album, man.
where everybody's
Heavy metal
screaming right
album.
from the beginning. I'm a heavy metal fan, so you know that I like that. But it was like I was really digging the theme tune, and then I was like, started season 3, and it was like, what's this shit? What have you done to my
You
baby?
do my song.
What have you done to my song? I was enjoying it. So now I do skip the intro.
Oh.
I've never seen season 3. Like I've seen bits and pieces of the first 2, and then season 4 I watched on recommendation.
So you skipped the entire Zindi arc.
I skipped
That's
most.
interesting.
I skipped most of season 2. Mooney, like Enterprise wasn't
That's
very
interesting.
good.
That is true. Like that is true. There's
My
no doubt. Like,
patience-
you're not wrong there.
My patience was
thing
finite,
is,
and at the time, Star Trek
turned
was
back
amazing.
up.
Stargate was amazing. So I was like, why am I watching Star Trek?
Yeah. There's no doubt. Like the end of season 2, like the Borg episode, which I think is just a fantastic episode, and the finale I think is a great episode as well because it sets up I think perfectly for the third season. And I think overall season 3 is a great season. There's some gifts, there's some gaffes. where you just go, huh? Really? Oh, why? Type of thing.
Sure.
But I can get past a lot of that quite easily and everything. Like, because overall it is very entertaining, I thought. So you missed that. That's interesting. Thoughts of season 3 is, and have we lost you already? Oh, you just literally, both of you just froze for me there. That might have been my end. Don't die on me, internet.
I think that may be true, but it's all good.
But season 3, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about season 3. Like, I actually like the second half of season 2, and I was like, you know what? There's some good episodes. There's the one where T'Pol has we've got AIDS at home. I don't know like how to describe it. Like, it's very clearly an AIDS episode. And I was like, that was really good. And Trip was stuck on a planet with a dude, and he couldn't talk to, and they beat each other up a bit, and that was fun. And then like Shran turned up again, and I love Shran. Shran's great.
Shran is amazing, yeah. Shran, no doubt about it. He's arguably one of the best characters ever made.
And then, like, there was some bad ones. There was the episode where there was like, "Oh, we found an alien species with 3 genders," and I was ready to die by the end of that episode. But it was the 2000s. And then, like, season 3, I was like, I've heard a lot about season 3 because it was like it's the 9/11 season. It's like, oh, I can't wait to watch like Captain Archer's like slow descent into like more morally questionable like actions and attitudes as his desperation builds. And then the second episode he's already torturing people, and I'm just like, okay, there was no build up. We went from season 2 and he's like ooh, look, a nebula, like this is fun, I love exploring. And then like 2 episodes later he's like, I'm gonna throw this motherfucker in the air like and suffocate him. And I'm like,
but isn't that what happened after 9/11?
I needed
so
more.
They're being very accurate.
I needed more build up to this.
Well, no, it didn't happen after 9/11, so they just grabbed them and threw them and tortured them and everything. So that's what he's doing. So it's all good. He's just following the accuracy. He's being accurate.
I don't know.
Of early 2000s.
I don't know how I'm going to feel about this season. It's very
the worst thing
abrupt.
about it for Enterprise for me is Hadley is the captain. I can't stand him as an actor. I don't think he's a good actor whatsoever, personally. And so him being the captain was just very off-putting, but I can get past it because, one, I love Trip. I think Trip was a great character. I love T'Pol. T'Pol was awesome as well. I love Phlox as well. And everyone else is there.
Yeah.
Oh, Reed's good as well. I like Reed as well. But yeah, everyone else is just there after that.
But I don't know if I'm gonna like season 3 that much, but we'll see what happens. You never know.
Yeah.
He also has a dog, the captain, which
He does
kind of indeed him a little bit.
The weird thing is they cast Scott Bakula like he's like a nice guy, right? He's like a charming guy, and then I'm like, cool, like you've cast this charming guy to play your lead, right?
A good-looking, charming guy, yeah.
Right to those strengths, and they don't write to those strengths a lot, and it's like, and every now and again they do, and it's like, wow, what a great performance by Scott Bakula for like as Captain Archer. And then the next episode he's giving this grandiose speech, and he's like, Scott Bakula's not the grandiose speech guy. Stop
That's
giving
why they
him
didn't
these.
allow him to do the Federation speak at the end of season 4. They finally got there in the end.
He managed,
Said, "No."
he managed to do the last speech because that last episode is not that doesn't exist.
It's
And
an
like,
abomination to an episode.
yeah, we don't talk about that. And then like the actual last episode, he does the speech, which I always found really funny because like he does this cool speech for everybody at the end of I think it's called Terra Prime. And then, like,
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
the entire next episode is about this speech to the Federation, and then they don't show the speech, and everyone got mad. And I was like, you basically did the speech in the previous episode. And he did that
Pretty
well.
much.
But, like, yeah, I don't know. Enterprise is a weird TV show, man.
It was cancelled before it was ready to go, really, because it was getting its stride, I think, after season 3. Season 4, I agree with Amy, is a great season. It is a very well done season. That has a terrible finale, which everyone ignores as the finale.
I'm not watching it. Like, that's not happening.
Well, I think we have to hang on tight to like any Star Wars past and presents that we might get, because with Paramount going the way they are, obviously the current projects are still in production with, I want to say CBS, but yeah, I think we might be a bit shaky waters when it comes to
I've lived
Star Trek,
through.
so we might have to hold on tightly to what we have.
I lived through what 15 years of no Star Trek.
Yep.
So I can do it again. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
There's 900 episodes. Like, if Star
there's
Trek
a lot
goes
of
away
episodes
for a
out there.
while, I mean, if I started from the beginning, that's a long time.
By the time you get done, they're coming back around.
They might be coming back around
they might be
again.
coming
J.J.
back.
Abrams will be ready to do another trilogy again.
Not if I have anything to do with it, you won't. I put myself through that trilogy once. I'm not doing anything like that again.
I will say, Michael Giacchino popped off on the score.
It's a great score. And the
Yeah, it's a
third
great
one was
score.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like Beyond. Yeah.
Interestingly,
I-
had
Simon Pegg
had
co-wrote
very
it,
little
gave
to do with
himself something to
J.J.
do in it.
Abrams.
That's true, yeah. The thing is about it with those films, I think he has an incredible cast.
Oh, so good.
I think the cast is so good. Like Pine, Quentin, is it Quentin?
Zachary
Quincy?
Quinton.
Is that new? Zachary
Fresh off of
Quinton.
being
And
the best
obviously-
man in Heroes.
Yeah, and my favorite girl, Natiri herself.
And Judge Dredd.
Getting it, like,
And
she
Judge
was-
Dredd is, Judge. I won't lie. I was unsure how he would be as Scotty, not Scotty, as McCoy. And then after the first thing, I was just like, "Yep, that's McCoy." He's nailed the new McCoy, and I like that and whatnot. So it was really good. Like I really like the first film. Second one is just. They held too long onto that fucking reveal. Is just the stupidest thing. No, he's not Khan. He's not Khan.
whole
Even
film's
though it's teasing it in the trailer that it's Khan, but it's not Khan. No, it's not Khan. We all know it's Khan, dude.
Should have called it the Wrath of Spock. Our boy activated at the end.
Oh yeah.
That's
Don't
the
piss
Star
Spock
Trek
off.
way. All of our
Yeah.
problems can be solved by punching them.
Yeah.
Even when he's
exactly.
trying to
Punch
fix
harder.
even when he's trying to fix the ship, all he does is kick it a few times.
You got to realign the doodads in the
That's
whatchamacallit,
how it all works. He just kicks it and then it
Yeah.
works, and then he punches him a
It's all
bunch and it
percussive
works.
maintenance. Yeah.
And then it's just like, man, remember when Star Trek used to be about something?
Yeah. Pew 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 pew.
Yeah,
No,
sure.
it used to be this is our line in the sand. I will go no further.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was-
We will hold the line.
Curse you, Bale. I
franchise.
mean, curse you, Borg, with a hail of harpoon. Damn, imagine
Exactly.
Patrick Stewart giving that speech. Well, we're doing a Star Trek segment, and we've got a couple more minutes, and I don't really have any stories to tell this week. Like,
Oh, also,
I think-
I'm here on the podcast. What's up, everybody?
also Vitz.
Yeah, well, like he's never invited. You never introduced Vitz.
We're also
I was
trying
gonna
to buy
say.
Vitz Patel. I'm still mad at you for Saturday, but like, I think I'm finally ready to process my feelings about that Strange New Worlds clip.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
I couldn't deal with that clip when I saw it. I was so excited. I saw it and I was like, oh my God, they've released a Strange New World Season 3 clip and it's 5 minutes long. I'm eating good tonight. And I sat down and I clicked the thing and I watched it and I was like, oh, it's a hijinks thing. And then, oh, it's what's happening. They're doing,
Yeah, and this is the decision you took from all that?
I was like, Pike's hair looks great. Why are they all racist now?
Yeah, that's it.
What?
And then,
No.
of all the, given how like season 2 ended, and it was kind of, oh no, it's a cliffhanger. Obviously, the ship and the crew is going to be fine. We know that as people.
of course.
But, you know, there was a big battle going on.
That's the
Everything was,
first episode.
yeah, everything was blown up, blown up kind of thing. It's kind of like, okay, so everything's fine, everybody's hunky dory, and we decided, okay, now that all the problems have been solved, time to be racist.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm very intrigued at how they're going to handle that episode. I think overall, by the end of it, it's going to be they will realize, oh, Spock goes through nothing but racism against Vulcans, basically, because of how they act with him and everything. And he goes through a lot of things and whatnot.
But,
And that's
like,
why I think ultimately is going to come by the
Racism's
end.
still a problem in the 23rd
Sure.
I
century.
don't disagree. Yeah.
Sure, that's true. But
It's
like,
poorly executed. There's no doubt.
Vulcans aren't nobody. In fact, is like genetically racist. Like, like you don't become racist by your DNA. Like
Yeah, it's all nurture. It's not never nature.
when they did the injections and they were like, "We turn them into Vulcans." My naive brain was like, "Oh, they're doing the thing from the Spock episode last season." All these guys, all these people who have been injected are going to have to figure out how to manage their emotions because they're going to be stronger now because that's how Vulcans work. And then they just went the complete opposite direction with it. And I was like, oh,
Yeah. They went a joke way and it
crap.
didn't land very well because obviously the entire racism in it and all.
Yeah, I was like, okay, like that. Okay, I can get behind this. You know, we're gonna have hijinks where they're very logical and stuff, and it's gonna be fun. And then he was like, I don't know which character it was. He was like, well, Spock is logically only half a Vulcan, and I was like, oh no. And then it kept going and going and going, and I was like, oh, no. And now all of a sudden it was like 5 minutes, and I was like, "This is another 50 minutes of an episode. This is an episode. Oh God, save me!"
Well, hopefully the rest of the season will be absolutely bangers.
I hope so.
It is going to be interesting because, like, what did they close filming during the strike? Then they were they?
Oh, they finished.
Did they not start filming before the strike? I wasn't 100% sure.
I think they wrote it before, and they filmed it after. I think they only just started when the strike happened.
Yeah, and then they had to stop, didn't they, when the strike started? So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Like, for me, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, me and Amy are very different when it comes to Strange New Worlds. Like, Strange New Worlds is it starts strong and has some really strong episodes, but can also tailor off near the end. Like the last season for me tailored off at the end. I thought it was started really strong, but then tailored off, and I was just like, I saw a lot of people love the Klingon episode. I was just like, it just didn't. It just didn't hit me because I'm not that connected with the Doctor that very well for me personally, and also the nurse as well. Nurse Chapel. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of her. I don't like her.
I like season 1. I think season 1 was wall bangers. I think season 2 started off really strong, and then I think the episodes, like I don't want to call them joke episodes, the like concept episodes, the crossover and the musical. I love those episodes. The Klingon episode was good, but like the reveal that like, oh no, he just injected himself with super serum and stabbed all of the Klingons. I was like, that's kind of, I mean, yeah, that was obviously where it was going, but like, it kind of sucks. And I like the ambiguous ending, but man, that was such a wasted opportunity. That should have been the Ortega's episode.
Yes.
Because like they talk about her, like, oh yeah, she talks about the war, and then like the Boimler and stuff was like, oh, you're a war hero, and then they did a Klingon episode about the Klingon War and didn't have the Klingon war hero be the main character, and I was just like,
but she is.
The fuck are we even doing here? She has that one awesome thing about
line
like
with him,
and then she leaves and she doesn't come back for the rest of the episode, and instead it's about Mbenga, and I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
And then
you got an entire story arc last season, my guy. Give someone else a turn.
It was the security officer for me, and how much trauma dumping you're gonna give this poor lady? Like, please just let her speak to a therapist or someone, but no.
Yeah, please talk to a
send her back in
therapist.
time and have her fall in love with a Canadian, and then rip that one from her as well.
Such a good episode.
Yeah, it was. There are good episodes and everything. Like music one, I hated the music one. I won't lie. I loved the crossover with Lower Decks. That was like, I think probably one of my favorite episodes last year. It was so well done and well handled. But I'm very mixed on the finale of last year because I just didn't expect that we would have it would be see you next year type of thing. I thought, I was like, no, wait, what? No, you don't do this to me. No, I'm not used to this. Give me an ending. I don't like this. I am used to it because I've been watching DS9 and it's like every season's like a cliffhanger.
You're a Star Trek fan. You were there. Best of both worlds. Part 1.
I wasn't
Mr.
there.
Worf.
Actually.
Fire.
I wasn't there. I was not there. I lived with a family who did never allow me to have the TV remote and didn't like Star Trek. So I was like, my Star Trek was the films and everything, so the Kirk films. So that's what I grew up with and everything. And like the original series, when I only watched the episodes when I was over my granddad's, so I caught them out of loop of everything. It was all over the place. So like I said, I didn't even know there was a Next Generation show until. I don't know. I cannot give you an answer. I can't. I don't know when I found out, but I found out late.
Silly questions because it's been a while. Did Star Trek Generations did that launch the TNG as a series, or was TNG happening before Star Trek Generations?
They filmed Generations afterwards. It was like the story goes. The reason why Generations looks weird, like from a filming standpoint, is because they literally finished filming the finale of the Next Generation and then immediately started filming the film to make their launch day. which was super weird, and I imagine contributed somewhat to some of the more, let's say, tired performances in that film. I think some of the cast were quite exhausted by that point.
Probably, yeah.
They did 26 episode season and then immediately filmed a feature film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, like Next Generation was a banger. That was like the thing that started TV cliffhangers just in general. Like,
yeah. Like I know about it. Like that Best of Both Worlds ended and everything. Yeah, I appreciate. Like I know of it, but like I never knew about it until like really late.
But yeah,
like I can't. Like I say, I don't know when I could tell you.
I don't know. The finale, like again, it's like that whole like thing I talked about Abrams' Trek, where it's just like I enjoyed the episode for what it is. It's like an action episode. It's Alien 3, but like it's like, oh, they're gone, they're evil, we have to kill them all. It's just like, but we could do something different with this.
It was scary as fuck, though.
Like, it's a good episode, it's a good action episode, I had a lot of fun, but it's Star Trek, man. We can't resolve all our problems by shooting them. Even Archer knew that.
And yet, he shot at them.
Yeah, you just keep shooting at them, and I'm just like, okay, it's fine.
He's literally going into another galaxy right now to shoot at them. Where you up to? So
yeah, but then
at least
season
the ship
4
got a bit of an upgrade.
Season 4 is going to happen, and I'm fine with that. But yeah, let's talk about video games.
Hell yeah,
why not?
Moody,
Amy.
Kick the thing off. Do the thing. Start the thing.
Oh, do I have to?
Yeah, you're first.
In the
Why
document.
do I have to be first?
Because I said so.
I quit.
Okay. Bye.
Give us 2 seconds. Let me move the dock over to do this so I'm not reading from that angle. I'm reading from this angle.
Engaging content.
Hey, I should go this way, shouldn't I? So we're talking to each other.
Yeah, no, if you do the other way and I do this way, then that works.
That's it, yeah.
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 I'm going to pay very close attention to what you're saying.
I know. How did it do, everybody? So finally, at long last, unbelievably, we have some actually good news happening in the video game industry. Who would have thought it?
Silksong's coming out.
Yes, finally, at long last, along with Plucky Squire, but replaced. It is being replaced. Either way, we're not talking about any of those games. We're talking about Tango Gameworks. Yes, that Tango Gameworks, the one that Microsoft said, fuck you. We don't like successful games. We want to close you down. And we don't like Japanese publishers either, clearly, because they closed the only one they had down. But either way, PUBG, the publisher Krafton, has acquired the developer Tango Gameworks and the rights to Hi-Fi Rush, marking the company's first significant investment in the Japanese video game market. Tango Gameworks, which also is known for the likes of the Evil Within series, and was founded by Shinji Mikami in 2010. Did I nail that?
Yeah, Shinji Mikami.
Oh,
Nailed
fucking
it.
awesome. Yeah, so 5. He founded it in 2010. In 2012, Bethesda parent company ZeniMax Media purchased Tango before it was then acquired by Microsoft years later. And we all know how that ended up. Under Microsoft, Tango surprise launched Hi-Fi Rush in 2023 to wide acclaim, with the rhythm action release becoming a highlight of the Xbox Series X and S catalog. This is from Eurogamer, apparently. I think, yeah, Eurogamer. The person called Ed at Eurogamer called the Xbox console exclusive both vibrant and self-assured in Eurogamer's own Hi-Fi Rush review. When Microsoft I can't say that word. Thank you very much. Announced in May, it was closing several Bethesda studios, including Dishonored's developer Arcane Austin, Mighty Doom studio Alpha Dog Games, along with Tango Gameworks. Shockwaves were felt through the industry. Many were quick to condemn this move by Microsoft, with Arcane Leon boss Dinga Babaka.
Yeah,
thank you, calling it a fucking good stab. He wasn't wrong. However, Tango Gameworks will now live on thanks to today's, or when this was revealed. Where was it? I've lost my thought. I've lost my stage of thought. I've lost the line where I was at. Thanks to today's news from Krafton has acquired both the studio and Hi-Fi Rush's brand. As part of this strategic agreement, Krafton intends to collaborate with Xbox and ZeniMax to ensure a smooth transition and maintain continuity at Tango Gameworks, allowing the talented team to continue developing the Hi-Fi Rush IP and explore future projects. A press release on the acquisition rates. Krafton said it will support the team at Tango Gameworks to continue its commitment to innovation and delivering fresh and exciting experiences for fans. Excuse me. The publisher noted there will be no impact on the existing game catalog of the Evil Within and Evil Within 2 Ghostwire Tokyo and the original Hi-Fi Rush game as part of the acquisition. The integration reinforces Krafton's dedication to expanding its global footprint and enhancing its portfolio with innovation and high-quality content. The release continues. Krafton said the addition to Tango Gameworks is part of the company's mission to push the boundaries of innovation of interactive entertainment. Celebrating the news on social media to Tango platform X. No. Whatever. Tango Gameworks creative director Johannes, I think, wrote, "We're back, baby." Don't want to read. Don't need to read the rest because we know it's all about them being closed and everything by Matt Booty and being a bitch. This is fantastic. Like, finally, some kind of good news out there. I hope it does work out well for the Krafton and Tango Gameworks and everything. Like, they've been given a new lease of life with all the thousands of jobs that have been axed throughout this year, just along with the thousands of jobs that were axed in 2023, and probably all the thousands of jobs that are going to get axed in the future. To see just one little ray of light is just a little bit of just like, hey, there's some light in the industry a little bit, and we maybe can push through, hopefully, and try and see more of this, but we'll see. But I was so happy to actually see this, just because of knowing what's been happening in the industry. So, like, Hi-Fi Rush, it wasn't a game that I tried, so I can't comment on its quality, but going off how it was received and everything, and like Tango Gameworks was nothing but a well-received, highly thought sort of game studio, and how Microsoft just chucked them to the wind was despicable. Like, I think we all shouted at them of our thoughts a few months ago. So I was really happy to hear this and know that they're bringing the entire team back. It's really good to hear this type of thing.
So, first of all, great job reading all of this. And then, to your point about this being the first ray of hope, as it were, for the industry, that things can be better. Yeah, we do have to celebrate the wins. I know we spoke a lot about the whole team coming back, and is that actually the case?
I'm going off what the article says, so I honestly don't know.
Okay. So as I understand it, because Tango Gameworks is based in Japan, and the laws there regarding laying off people, there's more of a mandate for companies to look after those that are laid off and actually provide them with not only severance but also help landing new roles as well. And whether the whole team will be able to come back, because I imagine some will have gone on to find other positions at other studios or moved into different sectors and industries, as it were. It'd be interesting to see how much of the team they are able to get back together, and whether it is the people who already had concepts and prototypes for a potential sequel to Hi-Fi Rush, because as I understand it, it's just the Hi-Fi Rush IP that they've acquired when they picked up the studio, and it's for sure it's good that they are now given the option to continue that and make Hi-Fi Rush into a series, as it were. But yeah, it'll still be an adjustment to get all these people, as many as they can, back into the building if that's what they want, because it could be the case. I'm not trying to pour water on the fire, as it were, but it could be that the whole being laid off out of the blue, when all the noises from Microsoft senior management were we couldn't have asked for any more. You've blown away out all of our expectations. When the reality was, Tango Gameworks seems to be one of these studios that was never part of their original plan when the acquisition happened, and it's one of these. Regardless of how well they did, they're on the chopping block anyway. And I appreciate this word is triggering, but the trauma of being laid off might be too much for people to bring them back, because I don't know the stability of is Krafton going to be more stable than Microsoft? Who knows?
In the short
term,
Microsoft closed them, so yes, they will definitely be more stable than Microsoft.
That's it, but it's like it's moving from one master to another, so they're not necessarily in charge of their own fate in its entirety, and the trauma might be too much for people to try and want to come back to that. But I hope that many of them do, because they obviously, by all accounts, produced an amazing game, and they have the talent, or they had the talent in that team to do it again. So yeah, good on them.
Yeah,
Amy, what are your thoughts?
Yay!
There you go. Exactly.
That's it. Thank you very much for listening to the Words About Games this
Whoa,
week. See you later.
dickhead!
Bye.
You're not the only one who's got a topic. No, it's good. It's good. Like, it's better than like most. Like, I remember when Telltale Games was coming back, and then it turned out it was the name Telltale Games. The name Telltale Games was coming back, and it's like, oh, okay, so it's like not Telltale Games.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I saw this, I was just like, oh, good, they've bought the fucking name. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, and then like to hear that they were bringing back the staff as well, and I'm like, okay, that's good, because it is actually Tango Gameworks. It's not Tango Gameworks' is like zombified, reanimated corpse that they're gonna puppet around like a marionette. So that was good. I was happy.
I mean,
It turns out I don't have a lot to say when I'm happy.
It would be too much. It would be too much of a stretch for a publisher that's behind titles like Evil Within to come up with like a zombified studio.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they don't have the Evil Within, and honestly, I'm fine with that, because that was Shinji Mikami's thing. Mikami left, so
Of course,
like Mikami's not coming back. So I'm just like, let him do new things. Like I find my thoughts drifting to that a lot lately. It's like, let him do some new stuff. You know, like, got so many studios making so many licensed games and sequels, and it's just like, just let him cook.
Absolutely.
So it's like they want to make more Hi-Fi Rush. That's awesome. Like Hi-Fi Rush seemed like a great game when I played it. I suck at rhythm games, and so I didn't get very far in it. But like, yeah, it seemed like a great game. Lots of people loved it. They want to make more of that. Cool. Let's make more of that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Like, to go off what you said at the end of your part, Vitz, was like, to what I've like noticed and like spoken to like people who are in the industry, people don't want to leave the industry. So it's like, for me, they are probably there is always high chance that the people who worked at Tango Games work. I don't know any of them, so I am just speaking off what I've heard from other people. They will want to come back. If they can come back and work on an IP they were loving and everything, I think people will want to stay in the industry, because like people don't want to like go out and go learn, get into a creative industry like the video game industry, and then get completely broken and then leave to go somewhere else. It's people want to be in it, but in a good way. And sadly, the industry doesn't want to be in a good way right now, sadly. But like I was, like I said, I was so happy when I saw this. So like I hope, like what you said, if it's like all the team comes back if they're able to accommodate them, do that.
To that point, so the studio was closed in June of this year, and obviously this news has come through, and it's in the middle of August. Many of these people will have responsibilities, like financial responsibilities, in order to to cover the mortgage, put food on the table, all the rest of it. So and you would hope many of them had savings enough to be able to get through these months, because this wasn't a given that their jobs were going to magically reappear. This is a one-off. This is why we're celebrating this too much kind of thing. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out, and hopefully there's more good news that we can share with the wonderful Words About Games podcast audience in the future.
Honestly, like this should be the template for like studio closures going forward, right? If you're a dickhead publisher like Microsoft and Sony and everybody else who's like buying all of the studios and gobbling them all up, like there's this thing in ice hockey, right? I'm getting to a point. Don't worry. There's this thing in ice hockey, right, where it's like you can only have so many players on your active roster, and if you want to send one of them to the minor leagues, they have to clear waivers, which means before they go to the minor league team, anybody else, any other team can just take them, can just claim them, and take them and have them as part of their team. And like that's what we should do in the games industry. It's like if you want to close one of your studios, everybody else who can own studios should have the option of just taking that studio and making it one of their own studios for free, because you're not going to get any money for closing them. So like, why should you get money for giving them to somebody else? Yeah. So and then like with the ultimate option being just like the studio owns itself, like with IO Interactive, when they broke away from Square Enix.
Yes.
Like that'd be cool. I bet studios would stop getting closed real fucking fast if that happened.
That's something like that is something like I think what I brought up like a couple of weeks ago when I brought one of my topics was like how can we save the video game industry? I think one of this is this, and I think that goes into the part of like my first thing was legislation. We need the governments, and I mean all governments, to get involved and like create legislation where they stop these companies from doing this type of thing and putting the option out of thinking if you're going to close them, you can't close them. You either pawn them off to see if anyone else wants to take over, or you let them go off like what you said, Amy, like IOI did, and everything. So it's like, I think something needs to happen. There's no doubt about it. But
I wouldn't be shocked if whatever Tango Gameworks does next is like an absolute banger all time. Because like I think about IOI, who put out Hitman. Incredible game, the 2016 game, absolutely amazing. Hitman 2, definitely a corporately mandated. We need to get a sequel out as fast as possible,
and it showed. And
it showed. Get the Freedom, Hitman 3, incredible banger. And I feel like you see this sort of like companies or like studios, those precious rare few times when they're able to like break away from like whatever corporate structure is strangle holding them, and then they do some amazing stuff, like Destiny breaking, like Bungie breaking away from Activision Blizzard, regardless of what happened next, breaking away from Activision Blizzard and putting out some really great Destiny content. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just the future. Ooh. It should be.
Yeah. And to that point, I hope Crafton doesn't come around saying, okay, we need the money now.
Right. Now make us a Callisto Protocol tie-in.
Exactly. You're
mobile game with microtransactions.
We paid lots for Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
Likeness, so yeah, we need to make that money back.
I mean, we joke, but that could happen. So let's hope it doesn't.
Congratulations to the team at Tango Gameworks.
Hell yeah. Go make a kick-ass game. I'll go make those dickheads at Microsoft regret ever even thinking about closing you down, because I know you're going to do it.
And if you don't want to put your game on their console anymore, fucking do that as well.
Oh, I'd laugh.
They don't fucking deserve you.
It would be hilarious, but yeah, actually, no, it'd just be hilarious.
It would be funny. I'd laugh.
But I wouldn't even say it. I would say it's again, first on Switch, PC, and PS5. Xbox will decide later.
Don't even do that. Just drop your trailer. And then at the end, just have the PlayStation, Steam, and Switch logos. Just leave it at that.
That's it. Yeah. And then they come back saying, "Oh, we forgot one. Yeah, Switch 2.
Sorry,
it's going to be on that one too." Yeah.
Oh, we're also coming to PS4. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
And PC too.
They really need to get their fingers out of their asses with his PC too, honestly.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, go on, go create an awesome game. Congratulations, team.
Go kick some ass. Hey, same brain. I've been playing a game.
You have?
Apparently,
this past week. It's crazy. Like, imagine me playing video games. Who would have thought?
That's new.
Wild proposition.
That doesn't start with Dark or Souls in it.
I was going to say, it still starts with D. I'm playing Dungeons of Hinterberg. I just, I loaded it up. I did get Game Pass again, purely for the Halo because we have to
Okay,
play
yeah, yeah.
Halo soon. So I was like, let's just get Game Pass again. Because, there were a couple of games that I was like, I could play these, like, why not? I'm not, like, I haven't got the money right now to spend to buy Dungeons of Hinterberg full price, but I can download it off of Game Pass if I've got to have the damn thing anyway. So I got the PC Game Pass, downloaded Dungeons of Hinterberg, been playing it for like 15 hours, give or take. So it's really good.
Hell yeah.
It's really good. I did have it open on the thing so I could be like, here's the description, but I did a Moody, I closed it. Vitz, I hope you're prepared for your podcast topic.
Don't you worry.
That would make 1 out of 3 of us. Yeah, Dungeons of Hinterberg. So it's how best to describe it. It's a dungeon. If you imagine a dungeon crawler crossed with Persona, I think that's pretty close to what you get. You've got this cool cell shading art style. You've got the dungeon crawling aspect of it. So you play as a character called Louisa who goes to a place called Hinterberg, which is in Austria, on vacation. So like in this world, all of these magic portals have appeared in Hinterberg, around Hinterberg. And there's dungeons to explore, and there's monsters in them. So naturally what happened is capitalism got a hold of it, and it's a tourist industry. So like people come from all over the world to take extended vacations in Hinterberg, and they go do the dungeons and kill the monsters and get all of the loot.
Is it like a summer like tourism boom? So it's like they're still skiing in the winter, but
Well, I don't know. It's
they'll come
Austria,
to
right? I don't know much about Austria. Like one of the locations is a like snowy mountains, and you get a snowboard. It's fine, we'll get there. But yeah, no, like they turned it into this big industry, which and then that's part of the narrative of the game, I guess. But so you by day, because everything's split into like different time periods. So you got morning, afternoon, evening, and then night. And during the day, you go to one of these 4 different locations to run through a dungeon or explore the place that you're in, because there's like treasure chests to find and like pathways to unlock, stuff like that. And you can find scenic spots to relax in. And everything that you do is building up one of 4 social stats, which lets you talk to different characters or will increase your HP, or like it'll do something. It'll give you some kind of mechanical benefit. And then once you've done that, you go back to the village, and then you spend the evening hanging out either by yourself. You can go to like one of the solo activities to again increase one of your stats, or you can chat to any one of a bunch of different characters who all have their own storylines, their own quests, and like leveling up their friendship levels, their social links, if you will give you different rewards, like extra charm slots, so you can have more charms, or like an extra HP bar, or like you get a bunch of different stuff to do with that. And then at night, you sleep, you can do some other stuff to get some stats up, and then that's the cycle. You go through that cycle over and over again, as the plot advances and you get more powerful, and you do more dungeons, and you fight bigger monsters and explore new places, and new places open up and tentacles burst out of the ground. It's a whole thing. So that's the premise of the game. The game is very fun, for a variety of reasons. That loop is pretty compelling. Because it's self-directed, right? It's like you decide whether you're gonna, like, if you're gonna do a dungeon or you're gonna relax for a day. You decide which character you're gonna talk to. Are you gonna talk to someone because you're interested in furthering their quest, because you just want to talk to them because you enjoy them as a character? Or because you want that perk that you're gonna get for leveling up their friendship meter?
Amy, I thought you said because you want that ass. Well, that's what you were leaning with.
None of that. It's none of that. Right. Not every game is Baldur's Gate 3, right? Okay. There's no bear sex in this game, as far as I know. But yeah, and then you've got this main plot that's sort of like, I don't know how it's triggered in terms of like how it like unfolds. Whether it's based on like, okay, you've been in the game for 14 days at this point, so now this next plot beat is going to happen. Or if it's triggered by certain other like relationships that you further in the game. But like, you get to know other characters, you get to know the mayor, you get to know what's really going on in Hinterberg. And it is quite fun when that happens. It sort of like spices things up. It's like just when I'm sort of thinking, you know, I'm getting a bit like tired out of like figuring out who I'm going to talk to. It's like, oh no, but it's fine because there's a plot thing happening tonight, so I don't need to worry about it. I just need to go to this place and some plot stuff will happen. But the reason I really love this game is the dungeons. Like the dungeons in this game are so well put together. Like a special shout out to like the level designers. So you've got 4 different biomes with I think 7 different dungeons in total of varying difficulties. Like they're gated by levels, so like you get more powerful gear, you get more powerful armor and weapons, and like that increases your attack and defense rating. And each dungeon has a sort of like a recommended level. But each biome also has its own magic, because like magic is like the appearance of magic is also a part of this game. And what you do is the first time you visit each biome, you get 2 magic abilities from a skill shrine, and you can only use them in this biome. And because the development team have put that as sort of like a restriction, like they can really craft the dungeons around. Right, we know the player is going to have these 2 magical abilities. So how do we really fucking go to town, making these dungeons really satisfying to explore, like the puzzles and the traversal, like with. So, for example, in one dungeon, you'll have like you basically get it like bust out like a fucking snowboard, a magical snowboard essentially, and fire a laser. Like those are your 2 magic abilities. So it's like, okay, we're gonna build this whole like biome and all of the dungeons in it around those 2 things. So like they've included like there's a dungeon in there that's like Mario Galaxy inspired, which is like the biggest surprise, like to get into a dungeon crawler and then just suddenly be running around these like small like little planet type things, and like it does the Mario Galaxy like camera shifting and stuff, and then you get on these grind rails and it's so fucking good. And there's so many cool dungeons. Like,
sorry, what's the perspective shift? Is it always are you walking around a 3D environment?
Yeah, so you're walking, because it's a 3D third person game. What I mean by the Mario Galaxy perspective shift is you're on the planet and you're running, the camera's behind you.
I just meant the rest of the game, because I've seen the key art for a box art if it was a physical release, but yeah, I haven't seen anything else like gameplay wise.
Oh yeah, it's like it's a hack and slash. Like if you imagine a hack and slash, it's like that. The combat's a bit more involved than that. You can use the magic in combat, which again is a fantastic thing, because again you bust out the snowboard and knock enemies over by like zipping around them. Or like for traversal in one level, like you can make a giant cube of goo. So like you can jump, basically a gelatinous cube, and like you can jump on it and climb on it and stuff. But in combat, you can like deploy it, and it'll like if you deploy it in like monsters, like the monsters will get stuck. So you can use it to like zone out some monsters while you fight some other monsters, or like use one of your attack conduits, which are like special abilities you collect throughout the game, to like rain down like damage on them while they're stuck in this gelatinous cube. And like again, it's like there's so much thought being put into like, okay, we know what the players are likely to have, like, but instead of it being like here's a curated experience, it's like, okay, but like what can we allow them to do with this stuff in combat to make it feel really fun to like figure this stuff out. It's like you can combo stuff in really interesting ways. And like I've not hit a dungeon. There's 25 dungeons in the game. Let's say 25. Every single one. Like I loved going in. I loved doing the puzzles that were in there. I loved my time getting out of it. Fantastic. Finding all the little side paths with all the treasure chests.
It's good that it doesn't, from the sounds of it anyway, the dungeons don't overstay their welcomes in terms of the time you're in, you're doing the thing, and then you're out kind of thing.
Yeah, like most dungeons, it'll be like 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes.
For time. Yeah.
Like for a dungeon, like I got stuck a couple of times, like trying to figure out how I was supposed to progress. But it's very rare that happens for longer than sort of like 30 seconds. Like they're good brain teasers of just like, okay, I'm looking at the path ahead of me, and I'm looking at what I can do, like, and then it's like you're piecing it together of like, okay, how do I get from here to here? Or how do I dodge those lasers? You know, how do I not get hit by this thing over here? How do I jump that far? Like all these kind of questions. And it's like, yeah, it's nothing overstays its welcome. Everything is quite snappy because you've got that loop going on. It's not like you can only talk to one person per night, so you can't you can't like chain all of this stuff together and get burned out like, you know, on the character interactions. It's like you actually look forward to it, where it's like, okay, who am I going to talk to tonight? Who's available? Cool, this character's around. Like, let me go and talk to this character, and like I either get a cool scene, or like if I'm lucky, I level up their friendship meter and I get a cool scene and an extra charm slot. Fantastic.
Hell yeah.
I love
that in terms of so that like the social links are or my context for that is very much Persona, and in terms of not everybody's going to be available every single night, so you're not necessarily struck with that decision paralysis. Sure, there'll be those confidants where they'll give you some semblance of you know, if I hang out with this person, the bond might grow a little, or if I just hung out on the last night kind of thing, we're not going to grow again just yet kind of thing. So but no, that's awesome.
Yeah, there is a little bit of that. It's like you can go into the log and you can see what the next reward is for the next friendship level. So like you can plan it out that way. But like you have no indication of like whether you're about like going into a conversation, oh, am I actually about to level this up or not?
Yeah.
So there's no actual indication of that. So you just got to kind of keep going at it.
Yeah, because it stops you from min-maxing the game, and it's just like whatever your playthrough is, it's as valid as anything else. And I think there's a beauty to that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like you can, it's very quickly becomes apparent when you're playing it. Like you can just go in and do a dungeon every day.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do that, you're going to miss out on a lot of stuff in the village, because like you're going to run out of road with the characters. Like there's more character interaction scenes than there are dungeons. That's what the relaxation spots are for. So like you can find relaxation spots on all the different biomes in like the overworld, and like relax there. Instead of doing a dungeon, you spend time relaxing. And you get a short scene. The first time you use one, you get a short scene where Louisa talks about something in her life. Because again, the main character is actually quite interesting as well. And like it boosts your relaxation stat, which is one of the social stats, and it also boosts your HP the first time you use it. So you actually like doing these things can actually increase your health over time. And one other stat depending on which biome you're in. But it's really handy just so you can like pad out the number of days that the character is in the town to really actually like interact with all of these characters to the fullest, or like at least the ones that you want to.
Yeah.
But I haven't met a character that I didn't want to interact with, at least a bit, you know. But yeah, it's really well put together in that way. It's really well put together in a lot of ways. Like I don't know what I was expecting going in, but like I feel like it's surpassed all of my expectations in like combat, in like character interactions, in plot, and in the dungeons especially. Like the level design has hugely like blown my expectations out of the water just by how well put together the environments are, the puzzles are, and the traversal is, like especially in the dungeons.
Oh yeah. So by the looks of things, it's retailing for currently $24.99, so £25 here in the UK on Steam, if you want to go check that out. Or alternatively, go pick it up if you have the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, if you've got Game Pass, definitely give it a look. It's not as short a game as you might expect. I will say that. Like, you definitely do want to sink some more stuff. Though. Yeah, it's great. Like, my only complaints with the game are quite minor. In fact, my main complaint is it's got this auto jump feature that I thought we had left behind us in the waste bin of video gaming history, where like the characters that you don't have a jump button. It's like Ocarina of Time. It's like when you approach the ledge, you jump.
Yeah.
And like this can be a problem when you don't want to jump, but you're trying to like get too close to the edge of a ledge, and you get too close to the edge of that ledge, and you are jumping. You're jumping, baby, whether you want to or not. And a couple of like there's a couple of puzzles I could probably, like if I thought back, I could probably think, yeah, that puzzle wasn't great, or yeah, you know, that moment wasn't particularly good, and like the performance chugs a bit on the fourth biome, overworld. Like there's a lot of effects. There's like rain and particle effects and stuff like that. But I mean, they're minor quibbles. It's a great game.
Yeah. When you visit Austria, will you be disappointed if there's not portals everywhere?
I feel like if there were portals everywhere, capitalism wouldn't do its thing, and like
Yeah,
you
it
know,
would
I'd be
ruin
able to.
the small Alpine town vibe, that kind of thing.
Yeah, basically, like,
Fair enough.
yeah, it's like it's one of those things where if I'd played the game 10 years ago, I would have been like, portals with monsters and dungeons appeared, and they're selling tickets. That's so unbelievable. Whereas now, like with my extra like world knowledge of like having lived in the world for an extra 10 years, I'm like, no, that's exactly what would happen.
That all tracks.
Yeah.
This bottle brought you by McDonald's.
Like we're gonna make it an industry. There's gonna be influencers who are like pro slayers.
Yeah.
And like they're celebrities and everybody loves them and everybody comes here to kill monsters and not think about it. And it's just like damn. And it is quite interesting from the story perspective how like your character goes there because like they're sick of their career. They're at a crossroads of their life, so they go there to sort of like get away from it all. And like that does like clash in interesting ways in the story with sort of like, well, yeah, like this small town vibe becoming a tourist spot, like, you know, that's obviously like done stuff to the local, like not just local economy, but like the local culture. And
Yeah.
And it's like, should we be selling this stuff like as a ticket, as a theme park attraction? And it's like all these different things collide in the narrative, and it's like they've really thought about all this stuff, and that's what probably impressed me most about the overall narrative.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I always love it when a game surpasses my expectations,
Yeah,
even if
it's
I don't
always
have
fun when
very
that
many
happens.
going in. Like it's always fun when I'm like, oh, I'm pleasantly surprised by this game.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. So then,
Yeah.
let's talk about another indie game. Shall we?
Yes.
Because it's time for Indie Game of the Week. I'm really excited about this Indie Game of the Week. Saw this trailer. There was a different Indie Game of the Week until about 2-3 hours before the show, and I saw this. I think on PC Gamer, and I was like, like, let me just furiously and quickly change the Indie Game of the Week because this looks sick. Yes, time for Indie Game of the Week. This is the thing we do every week where we talk about a cool-looking, upcoming indie game that we think you should wishlist. Links in the description down below. If you like indie games, we have a Steam Curator page where we keep track of all of our previous indie games of the week. Click on that. You can see all of the previous ones. Buy them, wishlist them, do whatever you gotta do. There's more than 100 indie games on that list. They're all fantastic. But this week's indie game of the week is called Rue Valley. Rue Valley is a narrative RPG about a man trapped in a time loop surrounded by a colourful cast with complex emotional stories, each hiding unexpected secrets. Dealing with the mental challenges, the main character must rise from the depths, delving into the anomaly to uncover its enigmatic origins. So, I read about someone playing this demo. So, it's an RPG, narrative RPG. Mm-hmm. The character creation, when you create a character, you don't assign points to skills. You assign personality traits. So, instead of building your character's like skills and abilities like you would in a typical RPG, you're building their character's personality, like who they are, what they like, how they react to things. And then that dictates as you go into the RPG, like how you can interact with the characters that are in the world, the story. So like maybe your character is impulsive or impatient, so like there'll be like a scene, there'll be like a part of the game where it's like, you know, your character is impatient, so it's like you're waiting for something, you've got to do other stuff to keep them from going crazy. Yeah. To put it one way. But like I just love the idea of an RPG where it's like essentially your character creation is like a personality test. It's like instead of just like, I put 10 points into strength and 12 points into dexterity and 2 points into intelligence. Yeah. I'm going to min-max really my sorcery. It's like, no, build a person instead of a character. Like, I love that shit. And this looks really cool. Like, again, you were talking about art style before. Like, the art style in this game looks great. Looks awesome. There is no trailer on the Steam store page. There's screenshots. And I'm just like, looking through like the Steam store description. It's like they talk about status effects. Status effects are things like being anxious, being anxious or being drunk, like not poisoned. It's like, I don't know. I feel like someone at this developer sat down with a picture of me on a wall and went, we need to make an RPG for this one person.
Studio, yeah. On their Steam page, there is like a GIF of essentially what would be like a trailer, and yeah, you're right. The art style and the animation style, like it seems like there's a few frames taken at the animation, not as aggressively as like Into the Spider-Verse kind of thing, but it just really makes that the flow of how the visuals work really sing. So
yeah,
hell yeah.
And it's about time loops. Time loop games are apparently great. But yeah, no, the hand drawn art style. It's got the thick border, like lines, like the heavy drawn pencils. It's like, I need it, man.
I just need a wish list, people.
Give that a wish
Motion
list.
Spark Studio, published by Owlcat Games, coming soon.
Owlcat Games. That name rings a bell. Pathfinder. They made They did Pathfinder. That's why.
Yeah.
Man, I love being able to just click on a thing on Steam and it just shows you everything they've done.
Oh yeah, it's so helpful.
Someone should make a search engine that does stuff like that.
Really? Yeah, they really should, and then not have it be driven by AI.
Yeah, and then not break it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna do it for Indie Game of the Week. Go wishlist that game. Click on that Steam Curate page. Wishlist all the games, all of them, all 100 plus. Do it, coward.
Yeah.
Do
and when
it.
you're done, drop us a comment below saying I've done it, and we'll give you a gold star.
Yeah, thumbs up. I'll give you one of those little hearts in the YouTube comments.
Yeah,
where it comes up with like the little words about games.
The creators
logo
liked it. Yeah,
and the little heart. I'm gonna need the proof though. I don't give those hearts away for free.
You can't just say trust me.
You can't just say trust me, bro. I did it. But yeah, that's your homework assignment for this week. Wishlist some indie games, whether it's off of our curator list or whether it's just like you just go browsing for indie games. Wishlist a few indie games.
And if they are not on our list, let us know what they are, because we'll be able to check them out, and maybe we'll be able to bring them to the show.
Hell yeah. By playing them, probably.
Exactly.
In my indie game phase, my indie game era.
Yeah.
But let's get out of here for a quick halftime break.
All right. Peace, everybody. What's good, everybody? I hope you're having the best day. The Words About Games podcast is fundraising for the fabulous team over at Special Effect. If you didn't know, Special Effect is a charity that transforms the lives of physically disabled people all over the world through innovative use of technology. The heart of their work is the mission to maximize fun by helping people control video games to the best of their abilities. They're bringing families and friends together, having a profoundly positive impact in quality of life, confidence, and rehabilitation. Amy, Moody, and I have been working on a number of streams to bring you a whole host of shows, games, shenanigans, and more. Everything from ranking Resident Evil, becoming the noble team in Halo Reach, and finding our competitive streak in legally distinct and 90s game shows. We've got several more charity streams in the works, and with your help, we can get there. Special Effect is a charity near and dear to our hearts, and we'd love your support in raising as much money as possible to bring the joy of video games to so many more people. Simply click on the link in the description below of wherever you're enjoying this podcast, or scan the QR code you see now. That will take you to our Just Giving page, where you can learn more and donate. If you're not in a position to donate, that's more than okay. Times are tough and we understand. Please consider sharing our Just Giving page on social media. It will help spread the word and the work that we're doing. Thanks for listening, and for now, let's get back to the podcast.
And we're back.
Hey, everybody.
Howdy. Nothing controversial happened during the break. My light
Not once.
started working.
Facts. Absolute facts.
Well, I say it started working. I just charged it.
Yeah.
And,
I don't
wasn't
need
like
a
someone
light.
came
All I
in-
need...
Sorry. It wasn't like someone came in and said, let there be light. No, science helped that happen.
It's still a bit too powerful, but like it's the only light I've got. Like the ring light's not going anywhere. You guys have seen my desk.
Yeah.
The ring light's going nowhere on this desk. But yeah, Vitz. What do we do over the weekend?
We did something rather special. So, as part of our charity streams that we've been doing for Special Effect that we've been rambling on about for many, many weeks to educate dear listeners on, we reached a certain milestone, and it was a pretty big one that we didn't expect to hit for many, many months. We crossed over £300 for Special Effect with just 2 charity streams, which I think is one worth shouting about. And I think we tend to get wrapped up in this, we've always got to chase the next thing, and okay, what's coming next, which stream is next, what show is next, what podcast recording next, kind of thing. But I want to take an opportunity not to take a victory lap, but just to take a moment to appreciate what we've done. And this isn't going to be a look at all the hard work that we put into making this stream go. But I just wanted to take a moment to, first of all, thank you all so much for being there and for donating and sharing our donation links and all of our posts on social. And recently I've been doing some breakout edits on Twitter, and as soon as I figure out how to do video to Bluesky, I guess I could put them on YouTube and then link them that way. They'll be on there too. But I've been doing
a YouTube channel.
The last stream. Yeah, that's it. So we did our second stream for Special Effect, and this one was Legally Distinct 90s game show. So this was a stream that I ran from my setup here, obviously streaming to twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames. And that VOD is now available along with ranking Resident Evil over on youtube.com/wordsaboutgamesuk. So you'll be able to check those. And Amy's made a handy dandy playlist. So all of our charity streams will be there too, because she's a consummate professional. We'll go into what made the stream and going into the basics. But yeah, I just want to take a moment to first congratulate you two, because obviously you're a huge part of our success as well. So yeah, we did a thing. We raised over 300 at the moment. As it stands, we're at £358, I believe. And that's an astronomical amount. And I know off we've been speaking and speaking to the team over at Special Effect, and they've been blown away. And they've sent us very kind words to congratulate us on achieving this in just 2 streams. And
but we can do more. We can make the number go up. That's the one thing I've learned from doing this podcast, is that the number must always go up.
Yeah. But no, it was just an opportunity to congratulate you two for not only putting up with my shenanigans, but obviously putting the
shenanigans. What shenanigans might those be, Vitz? What shenanigans would I have had to put up with on Saturday, Vitz?
I mean, friends, if you haven't seen it yet, then by all means go to youtube.com. Yeah, youtube.com.
Don't put it in the newspaper that I was mad.
It was obviously a banger. It was absolutely amazing. It was a lot of fun and everything. But I won't lie, so I've obviously something happens. I've seen it, but at the beginning of it, it's so foreshadowed so well, where Amy's by the end has completely forgotten about a game.
No. I never forgot about that.
that was thinking. That was brilliant.
We're always leaning into bits, and the stream itself had a ton of surprises. We revealed our mystery game that we're going to be doing, and
internet failures.
Yeah, absolutely. We had it all.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, internet failures, power cuts, the whole shebang.
A host maybe giving an answer away to one of the
yeah, no doubt about it.
These things may or may not have happened. You'll have to tune into the stream to see. But no.
Poison ivy begins with an I.
It does. It also.
Well, the ivy part.
Half of it does. Yeah, sure.
He did it wrong. There you go. But no, we had so much fun on that stream. So yeah, thank you again for being there and being part of it.
Cool. And... it's been if you want to talk about insider baseball stuff about the charity thing, it's been fucking. It's like that thing metaphor about the duck. You see a duck on a pond and it's just gliding, and it's just gliding. It's effortless, but just underneath the water,
it's going billion.
It's chaos.
There's a shark underneath.
It's going crazy. And then there's a shark underneath, and the Jaws theme is playing. it's been real tough doing this fundraiser. Like when we announced it, whenever that was, it was a while ago, and like the whole thing, the whole thing was going to be ran not just through like this podcast and like social media posts, which it has been, but also like I was going to stream every Saturday, like build up towards like doing all of the milestone goals and stuff. So then we do the milestone streams, and then like as soon as we announced it, health problems.
Yes.
Immediately, and I was like, right, I can't do the streams, but we'll power on, we'll power through. Everything's good, and then like that passed. We hit the Resident Evil thing, technical issues.
Yes.
Big
So
technical issues. Or it's like, oh my fucking Christ. Like, I thought we were cursed. Like, I'm not going to lie.
And Dylan, it's not like we were stretching the limits of technology here. We weren't pushing anything. We were just asking Discord to do normal Discord things.
Yeah.
But no.
And like, equipment had to be replaced. Like, things had to be rewired. It's a whole thing. I think everything's sorted now from Touchwood. But like, wow. Like, just getting like, I think right now, we're basically back to the point where we were when I announced this. Like when we all announced
built back
this.
better.
And like, that's mad that we managed to, because like I knew we were going to hit our goal, like at some point. Like I knew we were going to get there. We were going to have a great time doing it. But like, there was other things that were supposed to be happening while we were raising the money. So the fact that we've managed to raise the money without like half of our like fundraising like ideas like actually in play, blows my mind. Like that happened.
And it's been I mean, I can only speak for myself, and I know you two are bound to have similar stories of the amount of like great vibes and like for the outreach that we've done. So whether it being people's Discords or speaking to friends and family about what you're doing and whatnot, and everybody being so on board because the cause that we're raising it for is so wholesome. And of course, this is true of any charity that we do or any charities that we'll work with in the future, kind of thing. But I think this one was especially special. And for myself, like going into friends' Discords and drumming up support there, and then having so many people come through, especially on the Resident Evil one, and even from like people who haven't interacted with the streams before, and it's one of these of, I don't know crap about Resident Evil, I don't know nothing, I'm here to learn, I'm here to have fun, and we had a blast.
I can guarantee they had fun.
They definitely didn't learn anything.
They learned. I rephrase that. They did learn something. They learned that Pokemon can be fucking crazy sometimes.
But no, like I think to all of the issues behind the scenes that we've had like throughout this entire like fundraiser so far, and it's like, imagine what we're going to be able to accomplish when everything's running, when we're running at 100%, man. Like,
yeah,
that's gonna be something.
But you know, when that happens, the world ends, right?
Look, right, I can only take things one day at a time.
That's it. Just saying that. Like, there's big red buttons out there. There's idiots in government. Who knows what happens when that happens? But anyway.
To go a bit of inside baseball on our stream. So for Legally Distinct 90s game shows. So this was a stream that I was really looking forward to doing, but also terrified at the same time, because not only was I stretching my capabilities of what I've done before, because I've hosted streams and we've hosted D&D games, and there's been multiple things happening at once, and you've got to be not only host but producer and director at the same time and all the rest of it. But with everything I was putting together with it, whether it be like video packages or sound effects and in-game music and stuff like that, it was a lot to do for a first time. But obviously now that we've done it, you can look back and look at all the things that you've learned, and you can be mindful of how far you've come, and obviously taking the lessons to what you can do better going forwards. Because don't worry, friends, this isn't the last time we're going to do something like this. It may not be in this charity run, and it might be something that we do in between charity sessions, and we bring something back for the next one. So we've got all these ideas percolating. But to give you a little bit of backstory into legally distinct 90s game shows. So I wanted to do essentially this variety show. And what it turned out to be was so I built a main doc in Google Slides. And then I was like, okay, what would Kevin Coelho do in this instance? Let's build everything in OBS. So we took essentially over 100 slides worth of, I'm allowed to use the word content, but then built as much of it in OBS. So then we can, one, not only further my skills into OBS and learning how various things work, but then have a much more smoother experience. And I'm sure our dear contestants here can speak to if it was a smooth experience or not, but I thought it went really, really well. And yeah, it was fun. And some of the feedback we've got, especially from our good friends like Rahula Hoop, he really liked the extra production value that went into this, and that was something I was really striving for. So that's something I'm particularly proud of. But yeah, there was a ridiculous amount of OBS scenes happening in my OBS, so much that OBS took like a good 30 seconds to start.
It's the duck.
Yeah,
you see this bit, but from Vitz's perspective, you come with the shark.
Was all going off. So yeah, the stream deck that I have here, that got as much use as more use than it's ever done, kind of thing, in terms of making sure we're muting music, playing sound effects, remember to unmute music and doing that. But then it's allowed me to further my skills when it comes to the whole editing process as well. So not only have I started doing these edited breakout sections, so one up of the Geodude question during Hexbusters, where it was a veiled reference to our good friend Jenny, aka Send Nuggies, and then the latest one just went up on the day of recording of when we unveiled what the mystery game was, and the mystery game that Amy's going to stream. So that's good. There's a couple more that I want to do. The Hadouken moment is coming, Games. Don't you worry.
You could just leave that. Absolutely. You could just leave that if you want. You don't have to clip that part out. That's fine.
But yeah, and then so that was good. And obviously we had a script that we was working from. So that's how I went about the stream, because I think that was best for me to go through it. And then obviously running the tape back, it all seemed to work. Obviously we had various technical issues and we took that slight break, but again, it gave me the opportunity to edit that bit out and make it like a tight edit in the final cut that's on YouTube now. And then what I wanted to touch on as well is originally when we first laid these milestones out was video game Vitzpity. And for those who are unaware, this is a video game trivia which is legally distinct from Jeopardy. And there's a theme here, friends. And essentially, it's a game where up to 6 people will come in, and they will each have specialist categories and what have you. But it will all be video game trivia based, and that was going to be the vibe. And obviously, with the amount of work and that was going behind the scenes for legally distinct 90s game shows, we made the executive decision to move that to a future kind of milestone and charity fundraising effort.
My production brain kicked in, and I was like, "Hold on a minute."
That's it. Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going to get overworked with this schedule.
But it allowed me to think of what we can do for video game Vitzpity and expand that out. So not necessarily in terms of contestant count, and indeed, if you want to be a contestant, then by all means get in touch with us, and we will add you to. I'm sure will be a short list, and it will be the best of the best that we assemble. And
so that means me and Moody aren't coming.
But who's going to answer our specialist category Dino Crisis questions?
Me.
Well,
I'm streaming the damn thing. There
you go. We got a bit of heated competition there. But what I was thinking is whether we have a rebrand, and I haven't spoken to our co-host about this yet, so this is all on the fly stuff, which is always good for content. Is if we brand it something similar, like Words About Games Showdown. Well, Showdown is a workshop title. But it's not only video game trivia. So whatever specialist subject you want to bring, we can make that happen. So whether it is a video game thing or if it turns into Star Trek Vitzpity, or if it turns into MCU Vitzpity, or if it turns into Alien Vitzpity.
Oh my god!
And these are the ideas which I'm percolating in the mind. It'll only be for like a segment of that stream. So whether it be like a round or your special subject is Star Trek Vitzpity, and then that's what the show does. And in my mind, there's a new intro sequence that rolls, and
It's been a long road.
Exactly. So as much as we can get away without getting taken down by anybody, but hey, Paramount's no longer existing, so all bets are off.
The question is, sing all of Star Trek Enterprise's theme song, Amy.
I think I can. Right. Absolutely, definitely.
The rock version.
The same words.
With the same beat.
This endeavor to put 3 rounds together turned into, I think, all in all, around about 200 pages of work, and then video or content production in terms of like making intro sequences and things like that. But I'm really looking forward to putting together what Words About Games Showdown turns into, or whatever the working title ends up being. And yeah, so it's if you have a base level of video game knowledge and would like to be involved, then for sure get in touch with us, and then we'll add you to a shortlist, as I say. And then as time progresses, it won't be a thing that comes up in the next couple of months. Obviously, we're focusing on our special effect fundraising efforts at the moment, and then we will keep everybody informed. But when we did this last time, so before I joined the podcast, it was immensely popular, and I suspect it will be again, kind of thing, because everybody's got this thing of, oh, I know video games, I know everything about video games. It'll be easy, but as my contestants can attest to, when you're under the pressure of the countdown, you got me saying, I'm gonna need an answer, the mind goes blank.
Oh, blank all the time, but no, I never said I had knowledge.
I was gonna say that didn't happen. There was no hubris involved. But no, I mean it was weird being in a stream that I couldn't see the chat. Like,
Yes,
that was strange. That's never happened to me before. Like I just have to sit there and just be present. It's almost like I'm doing the podcast.
Yeah.
But that was fun. It was a fun time. Like I had a good time. Like, I played it up, especially at the end. For the lols. But like, no, it was fun. Like it's just a bit of fun. That's all of this stuff is. Like Moody's gonna play a reach, and I'm sure he's gonna get really tilted. But it's for charity, so it's fun. Like,
yeah, 100%.
I'm really looking
Games
forward
to Dino Crisis. I'm going to be so excited, and I'm going to be pushing her all the way, telling her, "No, you're going the wrong way."
That's fine. I'm going to need the help. I'm going to need the help.
I think I've got an idea for that.
Interesting. I look forward to hearing about that. But no, like the thing, like, because what you were saying there about like pushing it is like that was the same with the Resident Evil stream, where it's like I've not done anything like that before. So it was terrifying, but also the amount of work that goes into it. You just don't think. You just say, "I'm going to do this thing," and then it takes you a month to even put the thing together. And I didn't do what you did. You enhanced everything like with mad production values, and you were like you like added new skills on top of yourself. Whereas I did the opposite, where I was like, okay, how can I bring this down to a level that I can do,
and then shrink it even more.
Hey, cheeky guy.
Like, you learned a bunch of new skills. I steadfastly refused. I leaned into my lack of production value.
That's the thing. I think obviously Moody's going to be. Oh, for those who don't know, Moody's going to be leading the Halo stream, and they'll bring their own individual vibe, as Amy's done and I've done to the streams that we've led as well, kind of thing. So it doesn't matter, and we're not holding up, so there's no please don't have any expectation that they're all going to be like that, because God help us.
Yeah, so you raised the fucking bar way too high, mate, and I'm going to bring it back down to earth and smash through.
I will say though, the intro to the stream will be fire, because that's already in the
we know what the intro is. The intro is good. But no, like the favorite games stream is just going to be this. It's going to be this. It's going to look like this, but with a fourth box with like Google Docs or whatever open. Like, yeah, they're not all going to be like. I mean, my favorite is the stretch goal that we've announced, if we can hit it, which is box art attack.
Yeah.
because I can't draw.
What the hell is yeah, neither can I. We're going to be using possibly MS Paint or something similar to draw various different video game box art, and then either the other people and chat will be trying to guess what that box art is. And I can't draw with a pen or a pencil. Never mind trying to draw with a mouse.
So, yeah. It's like, how much is a graphics tablet?
You don't need that. You can get a small one.
Can I use
Don't
this?
Need the
Just hold it up to the camera.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got a sticker. I've got the stick for my phone, so yeah, I can do that.
I'll just use my finger.
Yeah. It can finally become useful because I've never used the fucker.
But yeah, no, like, it's been great. It's been awesome to do this. Like, I wasn't sure, because like in the past when we've done charity fundraisers, I say in the past when Words About Games has done charity fundraisers, they've always been marathons, 24 hours, 48 hours, and like those are really great to do in a very different kind of way. But it's like, I mean, like they were great because everybody who was involved lived like in the same place. It's like we just piled everything into a car, set it all up in a room, and that was great. Like we can't do that when the three of us all live in 3 different parts of the country. So like that was the other thing I was nervous about, where I was just like, man, like this could blow up in our faces so fucking easily. But it didn't. And I'm looking forward to doing the rest of the special effect fundraiser. Like you say, like I'm just at the moment, let's just like focus on, all right, what's the next stream? Where are we at with the goals? Do we have enough stretch goals?
Yeah.
And then looking forward to whatever we do next. Got some plans. Got some plans.
Yeah, the great thing is that we've got time. So I know internally we've set we aim for a cadence to deliver like a charity stream a month. And I think and that's all subject to change. And obviously like people have availability issues, and heaven forbid they want to go away on a holiday or something like that. And
no holiday.
Exactly, there's no holidays, not Words About Games. But yeah, it'd be one of those where we'll try and get Halo will be the next stream that we do, and we'll try to do that towards the end of this month. And if it runs into early September, it does. But I know that people will show up, which is the main thing, not only to generate awareness and money, but just to support, because we vibe off the energy that you as the audience bring. And obviously it was challenging for our contestants when they can't see chat, because we don't want them necessarily cheating. Not that they were all completely honest about their dice rolls. Even when Amy suggested to Moody that he should lie, he was no, I'm not going to do that.
His dice rolls.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, by a fucking fly.
And by all means, like stay tuned to our socials, and I guess my social, because
Vitz is the social guy. Like stick close to Vitz's socials.
Yeah, and I'll keep you posted, and when the next set of shenanigans is.
And with luck, I have various new pieces of equipment and wires and everything. Like we'll get the Saturday streams rolling regularly. And that'll be another great way to keep up with what the hell's going on. But yeah, no, like I'm looking forward to hopefully getting that stuff going regularly and just dicking around on Twitch, basically. Like I have the box and I almost have the overlay. We're working on an overlay to like just play old games on Twitch, and boy howdy, old games are weird.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
It's not 16:9. 16:9 wasn't invented
Weird
back
games. And Amy. It's like a match made in heaven.
Exactly. Raising money for charity by playing the weirdest shit I can find at CEX for less than £1.
Which isn't that difficult.
No, there's a lot of weird shit.
There's a lot of stuff at CEX that isn't £1. I saw that today.
Yeah, unless you're going for Pokemon games like that, that ain't £1.
I want to get there's some Pokemon like spin-off games. It's just like I want to try, like again on Twitch, like just like what the fuck is this thing? Like I've seen games, and when I was with you in CEX Moody, and I'm picking them up, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? And why do I want it so badly?
Why you?
Morbid curiosity is what I get you.
But man, I'm going to unleash my morbid curiosity upon Twitch alongside doing like fun multiplayer streams like Lethal Company and other stuff.
It's been a while since I've been attacked by bees. We need to get back on that.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do some tests this weekend, and then hopefully the weekend after, if we're not doing Halo that Saturday, like, I'll get the streams going again.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. There's one thing I would love to do. It doesn't have to be a charity stream, but just like for the heck of it for a Saturday is to have one final send off on Among Us.
Oh, that's already spoilers.
Yeah.
That's already in consideration.
Yeah, I know you brought that up. It's not spoilers.
Did you
It's
see
whenever we
the
can get
Critical
them.
Role tie-in?
I mean, hell, there's a board game back here called Fiasco, and if you know what that is, great. If you don't, look it up. But a future goal, touch wood, next time is we're gonna play that.
Yes.
Us playing that with special guests.
Yeah.
Us playing that is gonna be incredible. Even just the three of us playing that would be incredible. It's a very, very cool game. But no, like I think with the last thing I want to say about this self-indulgence section of the podcast is when we set about to do this, we made sure that we were centering all of the goals around things where it was just the three of us. Like everything that we did, you know, every goal that we hit, every show that we did, every like playthroughs and stuff, it's just the three of us because we wanted to make sure it worked.
Yeah.
in terms of like formats, in terms of like the things that we do, in terms of the ideas that we've got. Like next time around and going forward, like it will encompass other people. Like people have already reached out to me to give me ideas for goals that they can participate in, like alongside us, and like just bringing other people on to like do multiplayer shenanigans, to play weird, quirky board games, to be guests on Video Game Vitz Buddy, to do their own stuff. Like I've had one person already pitch me an idea for them doing their own thing, and us just the three of us just being a part, like guests on it, and like so like it's gonna get bigger.
Like, yeah, absolutely.
And I
there
love
is
that.
one thing I would love to try in the future for us. That's with you, Amy, is to do a Soul Link on a Pokemon game. That I think would be incredible.
But
I've sent you it.
You've sent me a lot of things.
Forgot. That's true. Like, yeah,
we'll talk.
We'll all slept since then, buddy.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
But like we've got tons of ideas. Like we're raring to go. It's gonna be great. But like, man, I'm so glad. Like, I always want to make sure that I'm trying to leave a positive impact on the world, and this is just non-stop charity streaming. It's the future.
So it is affirming, but we couldn't have got here without any of your help. And it's again, it's as much as this is a kind of pat on the back for everything we've achieved. It's more a thank you to you.
A thank you to everybody who supported us thus far, and also like an advert for the future where it's like, we're just getting started with this. Like, like there's more to come. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be cooler. But what we've already done is pretty cool. And I think we do deserve a pat on the back, pat ourselves on the back. Yeah.
And it doesn't mean, as Amy just pointed out, we're not stopping, and the stretch goals will be coming. So feel free to obviously share our donation link, our Just Giving page, and for any of the assets you see on social. So whether it is the funny breakout things that we do, or kind of the updated stretch milestone assets that will come to fruition soon, and even the Poison Ivy emote that I apparently now have to make because
where is that, by the way? Time clock's ticking. But on the stretch goal.
It's broken.
Yeah, it all broke. I got on it, boss. That's fine. On the stretch goals front, just a quick update with that. Obviously, we've hit £360, which was way faster than I anticipated because I hadn't written stretch goals down. We've already unlocked as part of the 10-hour stream. I'm going to play as much Umbrella Corps as I can stand, which won't be that much. Yeah. If we raise another £15, we're going to play a Halo Reach deathmatch.
Nice.
First to whatever the hell the count is. Again, this is all part of the 10-hour live stream. At £400, Moody's going to rank all the Kanto region Pokemon. Cool, I got that right. 151 Pokemon. At $425, we're doing Box Art Attack. I've already got $450 ready to go if we get that far. And then we'll see what other shenanigans we can get up to during the 10-hour live stream.
Moody, quick question. Are you ranking these as like a tier? So there's going to be like S rank and then A and B and so forth? Okay, cool.
Yes. Yeah. That's basically what I was going to do. But
He's not doing
like
me. He's not doing what I did.
No.
No one's stupid enough to do what I did except me.
Yeah.
Amy, no one can do what you did. What you did was
true,
special
and amazing and awesome.
and unique.
And definitely unique.
For it.
Definitely unique. Yeah. No, mine's going to be like, I don't know, like, it ain't going to be like S, A, or B, C, or T. It's going to be like something different that I'll make up. I haven't decided what it is yet, but yeah.
That's how it starts. Oh yeah, it'll just take me 5 minutes to whack something together. Oh yeah, all I'll do is rank the Resident Evils. Like that's all I'll do. Like I won't put any extra production into it. Anyway, that was fun. I look forward to many more charity events with both of you going forward.
Hell yeah. Amy, what's happening OpenCritic Head-To-Head?
OpenCritic Head-To-Head. You know what? This is the game we play every week where we try to guess the OpenCritic average of upcoming games. Did you know that?
I did.
It's pretty good.
I haven't been trying for a while.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good game. I really need some Mario Party shenanigans, Vitz. If you can somehow make that happen, that would be great.
On it, boss.
I hope you're getting paid.
It was his idea. I just want to point out the poison ivy emote was his idea.
No, wasn't it, chats?
No,
Look,
it
I don't know.
me.
I couldn't see chat. That was the 5 minutes I was in chat during a break.
This is just making his life more difficult. He's just like, I'm just going to.
This is what he does.
For me.
This is what he does, and I tell him to stop a lot. And he sort of like he meets me halfway. He doesn't stop, but he also doesn't go overboard.
And I don't complain about it either.
I don't complain about it, which is interesting. But OpenCritic Head-To-Head is the game we play every week where we try to guess the upcoming average, the OpenCritic average of upcoming games. Whoever gets as closest to the score gets a point. If you're Moody, you get 2 points. Last week, we tried to guess the OpenCritic average of a few games.
Cool, that's automatic. I heard that any game I get right, there's 2 points. Fantastic.
We tried to guess the OpenCritic average of Leximan. It only has 3 reviews on OpenCritic right now. We also tried to guess the OpenCritic average of I Am Your Beast, motherfucker. Got delayed. Thanks for that.
Yeah, but I really liked Exalivier's video that he put out about why he was doing it, and they saw an opportunity to have a kind of better balance and be able to look after their team. So,
but I want to play it.
I know.
I'm only hyped for like 6 games, and none of them are coming out soon. And it's like I want to play the game.
I was saying just today like how stacked September is for me already.
Oh, just think we got that. Dragon Age has finally got a release date. It's all good.
I want Blue Prince. I played that demo a month ago, and I still want to play more. And it's like,
I like the idea of trick-or-treaters coming to Moody's house, and Moody's like, "Fuck off! I'm playing Dragon Age."
Oh, they don't come to me. Thank God for that.
Moody lives in the pub. Moody lives in the arse end of nowhere. Like no one can find his house.
Yeah, neither can the mailman sometimes. I'm still waiting for a delivery on something. It's been like 2 weeks.
But one game we did try to guess the OpenCritic average of was the Crush House, which finally has an OpenCritic average. Moody, you guessed it would get a 75. Vitz, you guessed it would get a 76. Amy, which is me, you guessed it would get an 80 at the time of recording. The Crush House has an OpenCritic average of 77, which gives Vitz the point. And puts the scores at Amy 19, Moody 34, Vitz 14, and 5 draws.
What do you get up on draws now?
Yeah, I don't think draws is coming back from that.
Plenty of game left, though. Plenty of game left.
Man, even if you combined mine and your scores, we're still behind.
Oh, bless you.
We're still behind by a point. Like, even if I decided to make the game interesting by combining mine and Vitz's scores, we'd still lose.
What if we combine with draws as well?
I mean, if we combine with draws, we got them.
There you go.
Mario Party shenanigans. Anyway, this week we're going to try and guess the OpenCritic average of 2 upcoming games. Yeah, it doesn't feel very nice, does it, Moody? Sorry. We're going to try and guess the OpenCritic average of 2.
Stop it. Don't aim it at me.
2 upcoming games. The first one is Tactical Breach Wizards. Vitz, you're up.
See, Vitz is doing the same thing what I just did.
I talk about these games, right? And then it's like, it goes in one ear and out the other.
Then.
I don't even think it goes in my ear, I mean, I'm not going to
lie. In Tactical Breach Wizards, you lead a team of renegade wizards in Kevlar through turn-based battles to unravel a modern conspiracy plot. Combine their unique spells in a clever way, or rewind time to try every crazy plan you can think of to punch a traffic warlock through a 4-story window. Hell yeah. I believe it's me to go first.
Sure is.
This is purely on vibes and what I just read of the description, and I'm going to go for a 75, please.
Boo. I'm going to go 84.
Nice. 84.
Played this at Steam Next Fest.
76.
See, these two, right? I don't know if they chat. You're not chat. You're viewers, listeners. I don't know if you viewers out there are catching this. But what's like week to week now? What's happening is Moody and Vitz are playing very tactically against each other.
I went first this time. There was no opportunity to go tactical. Thank you very much.
Well, this is what I mean. Like, this will flip because of the order changes all the time, and this will flip around, and then Moody will make a guess, and it'll be a very sensible guess, and then Vitz will be like, should I go just below him or just above him? And then I come in, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck what you two are doing. I got a number in my head, and that's the number that's going on the page.
That's fair.
You two are like PlayStation and Xbox, and then I'm like Nintendo off in the corner playing with my crayons, having a great time. Making slideshows about Resident Evil.
Exactly.
We're also
of Lady Dimitrescu sat out.
yeah, I did that. We're also going to try and guess the OpenCritic average of Concord, which is coming out next week.
It finally is coming out.
It's not been that long. Like you say, finally, but it's like from reveal to release, it's not been that long.
That's true.
It's not like this isn't a Dragon Age the Veil Guard situation.
Okay, we want a number for this? I'll give a number. 69.
I knew someone was going to do it. You know what? I'm going to guess 80. Flat 80. I'm going in optimistic on this game for the critical reception.
Yeah.
Which is all we're trying to guess here. Not the commercial success, not the player reactions, just
not how quickly the studio gets shut down.
Reviewers playing and reviewing the game and giving it a score, and also knowing that the Xbox review sites aren't going to be doing that. Not that I have a bias against Xbox or Xbox review sites. It's just a few that I've talked about in the past that I don't. Yeah. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Moody. What say you?
I say 71.
See, chat, see?
Is that your effort to not go tactical? You go 2 points different.
This is how they play. This is how these two play the game. And you know what? It works for me. It works for me. So
you couldn't go 79 just to be 1 point off Amy.
Right, Moody's like, nah, I'm not going anywhere near that crazy bitch.
I wasn't going to lie, Vitz, you took my number. I was going to go 69. So
see, Amy called it. One of us was going to do it.
No, I genuinely, I know I'm taking the piss, but I genuinely think that's going to review better than we're all expecting. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not.
I think it's going to be mid 70s. Or low 70s, something like that. That's what I think. I don't think it's going to be dubbed as like a rotten game or anything like that. I think overall the critics will just be like, it's fine.
I
fine,
agree
7
with
out
you.
of 10.
I still don't believe it's long for this world. I know that's a separate conversation.
I agree. I agree with that.
There's a live service conversation somewhere in our future on the podcast. I just didn't want to have it this week. I didn't want to have a lot of conversations this week. That's why I ended up reviewing a game. I must have put about 3 or 4 different, like, more controversial topics into the doc before I was just like, I don't have the energy for any of these.
Workshopping things is all good.
But it did leave us enough space to finally talk about Fantasy Critic.
Hey, what do you know?
Which was the plan. Yes, that's right. I do make plans.
Makes plans.
Crazy. Yeah, so let's
Sometimes
do a
they come
little
together.
fantasy. No, not really. Let's do a little fantasy critic check-in. This is the thing that we've been doing all year. Most of us are actually playing it, Keith. Or it's like fantasy football, but for video games. We've built our teams. I think most of us at this point have full team lists, except Keith. And yeah, like I'm not tilted by the fact that one of my games doesn't have enough reviews and I can't get rid of it.
I'm tilted that I got baited into picking Dragon Age, and now Dragon Age is coming out.
We all laughed. Everybody laughed. Even I laughed when I was like, I'm drafting Dragon Age.
Yeah.
What an idiot you are. And I was like, yeah, I know. But that's what I'm doing. And now here we are. But
yeah. I just want to state that, if I remember rightly, I did think it was going to be this year, but I also said I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't.
Yeah, no one was willing to take that risk except me. I was willing to
I was never going to pick it because of just like everything what we've heard about it.
You picked Silk Song. I warned you so much. I warned all of you so much not to pick Silk Song.
Yo, Jeff Keighley's going to save the day next week for me.
Jeff Keighley couldn't save
Christmas.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
That's not a Christmas movie I'd watch.
You couldn't save it though, so it's all right.
Jeff Keighley couldn't save 50p. So the standings as they are now, in last place with 14 points is Mr. On Goodwill Ambassador Feywold, who bought one game and has left everything as it is.
And got -10 on all of it.
Yeah. He was probably banking on beating Russ because the last person that did that beat Russ, but Russ has really stepped his game up this year.
Yeah.
In fifth
I think
place.
he was embarrassed.
Yeah. I think that would embarrass anyone. In fifth place with 43 points, we have actually going to play games this year, which was Elf Daughter.
I guess we could say that she at least has played this game a little bit. She basically filled her thing as fast as she could, and then I think she's abandoned it ever since then.
I don't think there's much she can do. I don't think there's much she can do.
She's got 2 games heavily minused in Skull and Bones and in the.
Well, she can't do anything about those.
You can't drop
Inquisitor, so
you drop Little Nightmares 3.
Like she got Final Fantasy. I'll get her sorted out. I'll get her sorted.
Yeah. Like how she started pretty well with Final Fantasy, and then
that was I think that was more
took
me
all of
than
the points.
In fourth place with 58 points, we have Roll Dice and Play Nice, our previous champion 2023. It's Vitz Patel. This is about where you were this time last year.
Comeback starts now.
Don't think I'm not watching you.
There was a few games which didn't go my way. I thought Penny's Big Breakaway was going to get much more juice than it did. Same with Another Crab's Treasure. No Rest for the Wicked. It has a score of 73, but I don't have 3 points for it. I think
it's in early access.
Because it's in early access. But then #Blood and Cryptmaster, I thought they were going to get me much more points than that. But we have a few bangers still in the chamber to go. And I'm most happy that I was able to snipe Astrobot, which is coming up in a couple of weeks.
It sure is.
But I know that this game's over because I'm going to get dinged when Dragon Age comes out. So yeah.
One of us is.
Yeah, one of you is. There's no doubt about that. Amy could either get dinged by it with being at low points or getting high points or getting low or minus, and you could be just dinged by minus points.
Unless could be a Half-Life Alex situation.
Yeah.
My only hope really is if Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown comes out and it's absolutely shocking to kind of balance out whatever loss I'm going to take on Dragon Age.
Where are you? Roll dice and play nice. Like, I don't know you've got a couple of drops left.
Oh yeah,
you also got a couple of games coming out. Like you got Visions of Mana coming out soon.
Metaphor ReFantazio and The Rise of the Golden Idol and Never and Astrobot. It's like, mate, you're not going to lull me
You
into
can
the
bounce
same
back,
false
yeah.
sense of security you did last year.
Yeah,
She knows. She knows.
I'm
you can
onto
bounce
you
back
this
pretty
time.
easy. There's no doubt about it. Like your other games have kind of let you down, where because last year you had some pretty much back to back where you were behind, but you were like,
Oh yeah,
I'm stable and I know I've got games coming. What are just going to catapult me, which they did, which was incredible to see. So,
Yeah, in third place,
yeah.
flying high with 74 points exactly. It's Three Crazy Cats. We've got Loxdale.
Yeah.
Ross. He's doing it. He's doing the thing.
yeah,
I don't know why he didn't pick Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but you know what? Like Dragon Infinite Wealth,
Did well.
It's not a
yeah.
bad pick.
it's not a good pick.
It's not a bad pick. It really isn't. Like, yeah, no doubt. And like, he's got Star Wars coming out soon. I think the thing that could hurt him if it comes out is Silent Hill 2.
I don't
Like,
think that's going to hurt as much as everyone. I think it's going to be like 7s. It's going to get him a couple of points. I don't think it's going to
That's
lose
fair.
him anything.
I'll say this: he's got fucking lucky for the Whisker Waters game.
So I've heard.
Mm.
I mean, like his pickups have been pretty good. Like
Yeah,
the games that he's like bought, like Stellar Blade, Cat Quest 3, EA Sports College Football. I mean, he's got Mario and Luigi and Assassin's Creed as well. So like,
Yeah, that's.
he also grabbed the game that I tried for the Ray Nesty one game. Natty
Ricky
game.
Nartis.
Yeah, I tried for that last week. Yeah, but I lowballed it because I won't lie, I didn't think anyone was really looking.
He checks. You know what? He is
He does
very
check.
active on this thing.
He's very active. Yeah,
like,
so respect to him.
when I go around his house and play board
too
games,
much crap last time. Yeah.
when he talks about it, like we talk about it, like
Yeah, so
like
respect for that.
when we all went head to head over Zelda, like the next time I was at his house, we were all talking about that. But yeah, no, in second place with 104 points, it's Attack of the Smegheads. Mr. David Mark Moody.
Yep. Yeah, I've got stuff all set up. I'm pretty happy with what I have right now. It's still to come. Got Frostpunk 2 coming soon. Ari, or History Untold game coming soon. Status Factory. Dragon Ball Z, Horizon, Life is Strange, and Mythology. The Age games always seem like they review very well, so I was just like, you know what, I'm going to take a risk with this one. And I know it's like a remake, and I had a look. The last one, the original of this reviewed high, so I was like, you know what, if they nail the remake, this could be another good high one for me again. So it's just like, yeah, go for it. It's like Age of Empires 4. I took Age of Empires 4 like a couple of years ago, and I was just like, it got me in the high 80s. I was thinking, that's good enough for me. The only one I'm obviously a little bit worried about is obviously Silk Song. I think if I don't hear anything by next week, I might drop it.
There's a chance. And I'm just going to say this outright, because obviously if you hadn't taken it, I would have taken it.
Yes.
Because that's just how I am. There's a chance that you might actually be winning if you hadn't taken Silk Song, based on like how everything else would have stretched out for me.
Potentially, yeah, because I think I was gonna go Tekken.
Yeah, because I would have not got Tekken. Like,
yeah, I was gonna go Tekken. The first game out of my aim was for Like a Dragon, but I kind of knew I was never gonna get that because obviously how the arrangements was and everything, and where I was in the middle. So yeah, the Tekken Poise would have been the game I was gonna take, but I was at the same time I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna take a swing for it. Is it going to be a swing that backfires? Potentially. And that's just how the game works. That's just how the game works. That's at the end of the day.
It's only backfired on me for 4 years running.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I kind of just, I don't know why now, like I haven't heard anything or anything like that. I just have this feeling that it's, and I'm just spitting this out here. It's probably a fucking launch title for the Switch too. It's like, how much money? This. Okay, thank you. We'll take that.
I mean, Nintendo will have a direct in September. And I'm not saying they talk about it then, but like when they
why do you all keep doing this to yourselves?
I'm not saying anything.
I just said they're not going to talk about it then. I'm just saying, like, if they make mention of
Xbox is going to be at Gamescom. Like, stop.
It doesn't mean anything.
Stop.
But yeah, in the run up to yeah, in the run to the Switch successor announcement and what that happens to be, and then obviously, like, we imagine there'll be a marketing push in January and whatnot, and if it features within that, obviously we're talking about January, so it will be like falling into the next year anyway. But I think there's some merit to what Moody's saying, but it's all hearsay and it's not worth anything to anybody at the moment. And it's one of these things that even if they say it's coming out this year, I still don't believe them.
No, I want it back next year.
Yeah,
I want it back.
Yeah, they'll drop it. Well, Amy, when I win, I'm going to be claiming that game. So
it's not even coming out next year, but I want it back. Yeah. It's mine. I'm going to try reverse psychology on all of you. I'm going to be like, oh, you should definitely take Silksong. I tried warning you all and it didn't work. So let me try the other way.
You're just going to straight up gaslight us. Watch out for that.
Like, I only have one game really that I was annoyed by that the points that I didn't get for it was Mario versus Donkey Kong. It was like, oh, you Nintendo Marks, where the fuck were you? But they came back and backed me up with Paper Mario, so I was all right with it by the end. I forgave them and whatnot. So it's like, yeah, and I'm looking forward to like the back end of the year. We got some cool looking games coming out, and I won't lie, I got a steal. Well, thank you very much, Elfie, for taking Skull and Bones. I got a steal for that. Easy 10 points. Easy 10 points. Thank you very much.
And in first place with 134 points, Silksong, just a shadow on the wall of a cave, which is me. Like, a couple of balloon picks, but I can't be mad at the games that I have and what they've done for me. Like,
you want to be mad at is like
you've been consistent.
Mostly consistent, I would say. Like, there was a little dip you can see in the running there for a bit.
But your main consistent ones were obviously the picks that you've picked from the beginning that I've just banged for you mostly.
Yeah, I was really on something in the drafting phase.
Yeah, Tekken, Sensuna, Pacific Drive, Brothers: The Tales of Two Sons, Animal Well's like, yeah, I thought it was going to do well, but I didn't think it was going to do that well. So it's a big shout out to that game. It was well done. It deserved it for what I played of it, even though I wasn't in the mindset for it. It looked like it was very good. And going off for Amy's review for it, she devoured it literally in platinum double.
I did platinum it, yeah. Mm-hmm. I've relied on indie games this time around. Which is a strategy which completely fell apart a couple of years ago, but this time I've been a bit more considerate of it. And it was my strategy going into this year was mostly just like seeing the stuff that we were talking about on the podcast towards the beginning of the year and thinking, there might not be as many games in the second half of this year. I'm going to stack up early with things that I know are like coming out, like, and like no in like air quotes. So I kind of like stacked myself more towards the beginning of the year. Like, if I see like some reviewers or journalists talking about a game but it doesn't have a release date, but like they're playing it, I'm like, okay, they're talking about it really positively. I'm just going to take that before anybody else gets wind of what's going on here.
We all learned the lesson from Bellatra, right? It's like, we're never again.
I was so mad, man. I was like 2 hours fucking late to being able to pick Bellatra up.
Yeah.
Like,
you see things better than we do. There's no doubt about it. You are more onto the indie space than we do and everything. Like, I'm just like throwing up darts behind me and hoping it lands.
Oh, I mean, that's all we're all doing, right? Like, I don't know 100%. That Lorelei and the Laser Eyes is going to be like an absolute banger and review super well. It's like I feel it in my bones. Like,
no doubt about that.
I've got Zelda because it's Zelda, but then like, everything else is a shot in the dark, right? Like UFO 50. Like, I'm just like, the guy made Spelunky. Surely.
I think it's good. I think funnily enough, I think it's all gonna land and ride on October 31st, Dragon Age the Veilguard. Because that's ultimately, I think that's the last game that comes out in it for you. No, Zelda's November.
Dragon Quest. I've got Dragon Quest as well.
Yeah, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake.
I hummed and hawed about getting that.
I did it while I was sat on your couch.
Yeah. I was like saying to myself, like I was like, the reviews for the original weren't that great, so I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So I have cancelled, replaced. I've deleted that. It's going to get removed by Sunday, I guess.
Yeah, if I can somehow get rid of Thrasher at some point, like obviously I've left myself a little bit of room to get like another game, and I have my eye on stuff. But like my team is full at the moment. Like if I can't get rid of Thrasher at any point, then I'm just stuck with it.
Yeah, I'm only going to be able to get 2 more games, so.
But like, no, I'm happy like that I got Zelda. Like I needed that game. Like I needed something in late 2024 that was gonna be like, okay, I need like an easy 20 here. Like you know what I mean? It's like I need an easy high scorer. And then we'll see what happens with the rest of it.
Yeah.
Like any one of us has like games in there like that could be like, oh shit, I just got like fucking this game just got like 90, like a Balatra, right? It's like, holy shit, this game just scored really high and I didn't see it coming. But it's gonna be it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good.
And that is Fantasy Critic, friends.
I don't think I'm gonna win though. No matter what those projected points say, I'm like, it's gonna be close. Russ is gonna come out of nowhere and fucking win the whole thing. Silent Hill 2 remake, somehow the greatest game that's ever graced the PlayStation 5. Like, oh my god!
The CEO has asked us to trust him, so
no. And that's gonna do it. I've seen your previous works, my friend. That's gonna
he's literally Marv from Home Alone. There, it's like never.
I've played some of their games. No, I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
Yeah, but which one did I play?
The worst one, the medium.
Yeah, I played the medium. Yeah,
they made a Blair Witch game and it wasn't scary. Like, how do you even do that?
Well, the Blair Witch movie isn't scary, so
I
it
like
doesn't
the
make a
Blair
difference.
Witch movie.
All right.
They can't make anything scary.
I guess someone has to.
Yeah, I'm the only one, and definitely like no one else.
No, nobody else.
No one else
else.
like the Blair Witch Project.
Exactly.
That's going to do it for episode whatever I said it was of the Words About Games podcast.
416.
416. We just got one more thing. It's Moody's time to shine.
Hey, what up, everybody? Be proud of yourself. Why? You may ask. Because we are all proud of you. You know what you did today? You made it. Another day is behind you. Another week has passed. You want to know what else you are? You are special and you deserve the absolute best. You are truly good enough because you're doing great. We all believe in you, every one of us here at the Words About Games podcast. One step at a time, one day at a time, one dream at a time. Now stand up and jump up high, and so as high as you can, and high five that sky, because you made it. You are enough. Live long and prosper.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Still think my camera's up there.
Cheers.